Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds?
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, it's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. Hitting the gas. The mic's not even up. We're already on it. We got breaking news this is why we do this podcast whenever the fuck we want.
I mean, this is
Because
probably, it's going to be posted 2 days from now. So it's not, but it's breaking for us.
But when we're doing it right now, it's breaking.
You're hearing it here first and last.
Brenton is gay, everyone. He went to Italy, he came back, he's decided he's leaving his wife.
The ring is gone.
The ring is off.
The ring
he
is
bought
off.
more wine. He met a man named Marco. They're
His
very
name
much
is
in love.
David, he's a 17-foot statue. His dick is the size of this arm. Beautiful
and
man.
You need that. You are a size king, right? Am I right about that, Brenton? If it's something I know about you. Not necessarily for your own height and size, but for what you want. That's what you need.
Yes.
No, that's not the breaking news. I wish it was, but it's not. Welcome back, Brenton. The real breaking news is apparently the Arizona Cardinals have released DeAndre Hopkins for whatever reason. I think they know that the writing's on the wall that they're going to be a very terrible football team for quite some time. And nobody, the last thing you want is a disgruntled star with no one to throw him the ball or really, let Kyler Murray live in the hell that it is Arizona right now. But if you're DeAndre Hopkins, you're released. What does that mean now? They don't have to pay him anything, or they just have to wait for someone else to pay him?
They save a ton of cap space. And more importantly, according to Adam Schefter, he's free to sign with whatever team he wants.
But my point is, if he signs with another team, they have to pick up the money, right? The Arizona Cardinals are then off the hook for the contract, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So this is a complete cost-saving situation across the board. And you only do it because someone else is going to pick up DeAndre Hopkins. Someone's got to pay him. If he didn't have a job, but if he didn't have a job, he would have to, somebody would have to pay him the money that he's owed. He wasn't a free agent. So who will pick up DeAndre? I mean, everyone would probably would want him. Who do you think are the front runners to actually get him? Or has he said? Because that part I haven't heard yet.
He said the Chiefs and the Bills. That was back when he thought he was going to be traded before the draft. It was between those two teams.
I just got it on ESPN. Cardinals announced they have released.
I imagine the Patriots need to make an aggressive move for him, but they've signed 2 more tight ends since I went to Italy. So they have, it seems like, an entire roster of tight ends. The Giants definitely need a wide receiver because Darius Slayton can't stay healthy. And after him, who's your next guy? Isaiah Hodgins?
Well, think about it. This is really what the Giants needed because they didn't want to give up picks, and that's what they would have had to give up a lot of. So now it's just the money, a financial situation. So open up the books, make room, move things around, cut some guys. But I'm hoping that whenever I see this thing break and we'll speculate where he's going to go, I'm hoping the Giants are high on that list because they're in definite need. The Giants get DeAndre Hopkins, and we are not the Eagles, but we are much closer to the Eagles than we were before. The Bills, look, it's what do you do? How many footballs do you guys have? You got. It
doesn't matter. If we have DeAndre Hopkins, then you can't double Stephon Diggs and shut down the offense.
No, look, it would be diabolical. I get that.
It would be
I
disgusting.
thought that the plan this year was to run the ball more, to get the ball out of Josh Allen's hands so that he doesn't have to take that many hits. And what I'm saying is you got enough snaps where you're going to pass it anyway.
You're just saying that because he's going to go to Buffalo and you don't want that to happen.
No, I think he wants to go to Buffalo because he wants to win a championship.
And he can go where he wants to go.
But he doesn't see that what they're going to do, the schemes and the things they're going to do. He knows the Giants are ready. They're one step away from throwing him the ball he'll get the ball. If he comes to the Giants, he will get the ball as many times as he humanly wants, as many times.
But does he want that? Because he had that in Houston. And then to some extent, he had that in Arizona. He wants to win a Super Bowl.
These guys want the ball. They want the
He
ball thrown to
wants
them.
to win a Super Bowl. He's gotten the ball.
Also, now my only concern is that the Aaron Rodgers loving Jets, and they're getting along. You have no idea. These guys, it's like they are. It's disgusting. It's like when Kim Kardashian starts dating someone new, and you're like you can't escape it on any angle because it's probably an athlete. So you watch
mean Tom
sports,
Brady?
and she's there. Yeah, maybe, and it's like or in the you can't escape it. It's on the nightly news.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers, because they love him here, he's already like yeah, I watched 30 for 30 on the Mets, and I know a lot of Mets fans are Jets fans. And so I see the passion, and that trophy looks real lonely. The Lombardi trophy in the fucking, in the window at wherever the Jets practice. So he's saying all the right things. The Jets fans are loving it up. If he says, "Oh, but I also would really love DeAndre Hopkins," I have no idea how they can make that work. But I mean, if DeAndre Hopkins,
they signed too many receivers already. I don't think they have the cap space, and that receiver room is pretty full of Rodgers guys.
Because I mean, look, you think about it. You saw what Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron Rodgers, and Devonta Adams did. You can probably replicate it pretty well with Hackett, Rodgers, and DeAndre Hopkins. But again, you're right. They have signed basically everyone else that he wanted. You got Lazard, you got fucking they got the other,
they got Cole from the Chiefs, and they got Randall Cobb, who is turning 70 this week.
But still, he's a favorite over there. But
yeah,
there's going to be a lot of teams clamoring for him, and it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. But I really hope that I see the Giants' name on it because we need it. This is the guy we need.
Rogue disagrees.
I couldn't disagree more. How was Italy, dude?
It was the best 2 weeks of our lives. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
The only negatives were there's no bathrooms in Italy. You got to pay to use bathrooms.
Okay.
Like there's just no public toilet system. You got to do a search. And you got to walk through these cities to find them. And then it's like you got to have, if you're going to Europe, at least to Italy, bring the Euro coins because you're going to need coins to get in. They don't take cards at some of these. And the train system, the regional trains are a nightmare. Trying to make connections with luggage.
You're amazing, dude.
5 minutes. 5 minutes to run from one track to another with bags the size of us.
How was your trip? You were like, it was the best 2 weeks of our lives.
I'm starting with the negatives because we're gonna talk about all the positives. Okay,
no bad. So you didn't shit or piss for 2 weeks.
The toilets of America. We have the freedom to shit and piss where we want, and we don't have to pay money to do it. And nice. I missed having you could just call up an Uber and go where you want to go instead of having to figure out the trains.
Yeah, were the bathrooms cleaner though?
Bathrooms were not cleaner.
Ooh. So you're paying for a dirtier bathroom?
It's about the same. It's like a gas station bathroom. Just a lot of heavy traffic, but you got to pay.
And you have to wait, I assume, right?
Yeah, there's always lines, and they're not like men, women. It's just one line and like three.
Well, did you ever go to a fucking restaurant? Like, did you ever go to a restaurant?
Yeah, when we ate at a restaurant, we could use the toilet, but
yeah. How many times are you shitting and pissing during the day?
When you're drinking wine nonstop and you're on a bender, you're going to be shitting and pissing everywhere.
I pee on the street, dude. I pretend it's San Francisco.
Well, we did see that. So,
did Cassie get hit on?
No. She was actually pretty pissed because I told her you were like, yeah, she's going to get hit on and she's going to meet some Italian guy and run off with him. And like I said, the trains were shitty, and we had to take to get from one platform to the other. When you had to cross tracks, you had to go underground, and there were it was just stairs. So she's got her luggage with her, and I had to throw mine on the train and then run back to get her to carry it up the stairs for her. And she's like, 3 Italian men, full-size men, just walked right by me while I'm struggling with this. Fuck these guys. Where's the chivalry?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be busy, or it could be just that she's not their type. That could be it. Yeah. Could be that situation. But From what I heard, you're either going to get robbed or hit on left and right in Italy.
There were signs for pickpocketing, but we had no issues. I was
issues?
actually a little disappointed. We like
No
got these
pickpocketing?
backpacks that had to lock up and everything, and I had my wallet in my front pocket, and there was nothing. No one brushed up against me. No one was trying to distract me. I mean, I don't know if you heard about the flooding, but it rained. It wasn't bad, but it rained a few days while we were there, and it was cloudy most of the time until the last 2 days in Venice. It was like 80 and sunny.
Did you you guys drank a ton of wine, huh?
Yeah.
What was your favorite place?
Montalcino. There's this place that you go in and there's like all these bottles set up, and they give you a Dave & Buster's card basically with €100 on it, and you can walk through, you stick the card in the slot, and you can taste 150 plus wines at your leisure. And then if you buy the bottle, you don't pay for the tasting. If you don't buy anything, you just pay for whatever's on the card. So you can get like, a $3 tasting of like a cheaper bottle, or you can get like a $15 tasting of like a $300 bottle, and try it all. And it was crazy.
Did you gain weight, or was the walking all that?
The walking was insane, dude. It's so much walking. So I think I actually lost a little bit of weight, but I also wasn't working out, so I probably lost muscle mass.
We should do a BMI. We should test you right now.
I'm probably not healthy,
well, that's
but
awesome.
I'm definitely not bigger.
I'm glad it was worth the wait. You guys said you wanted to go for a long time, so.
Yeah. I will say this, Pompeii is crazy. And we learned a lot about the people of Pompeii. Apparently, there are, for every like public water fountain, there was a brothel. They were huge pervs. They found all this porn hanging as artwork in pretty much every house. And they're still intact. One of the brothels, you walk in when you're on the tour, and it's like just photos of all these people fucking in different ways. And they're like, and this is what we assume was a menu, and you just walked in and pointed to what you wanted, and then that's what happened. So,
well, correct me if I'm wrong, I do remember, wasn't there a big explosion? There was that was Vesuvius, right?
God saying, you are not good Christians.
No, I think it's the reverse. They were probably great people, and then all of a sudden they were going to be lit on fire, and they were like, well, you know what? You've been living this fucking life. Let's start fucking for real, because you never know when this thing's going to end. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Could be that. Well, that's good. Did you guys join any brothels? Did you try anything out?
No, we didn't try anything out. I was with my wife, Steve.
Yeah, but you could have. They have packages for that. They've got some packages.
It wasn't on the menu.
The Cat House on HBO, whatever the one about the brothel in Vegas. They used to do family packages. They had father, son, mother, daughter, husband, wife.
Oh, we went to the Italian ballet. Took my wife to the ballet.
Really?
Yeah, we were in Venice. She's a theater major. Went to UC Irvine to do theater, and so she's obsessed with it. And so we went and saw the Phoenix Theater in Venice. It's burned down like 4 times. They keep rebuilding it. And we were going to just go look at it and tour, but then we saw there was a ballet. So we went in, we're watching that. I will say the first act, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. So it was
Figaro.
I don't know what this is. There wasn't singing, Steve. There was an orchestra, and then it was people dancing, just aggressive dancing. So I had no clue, and it was miserable. And then she looked up what the play was and kind of pieced it together. And then it was a little bit more enjoyable. But that first like 40 minutes was like, when is this going to fucking end?
Yeah, but you probably got dressed up. It was a nice night.
No, we were not dressed up. We went there to see it. And then they were like, oh, we got a show in 30 minutes. You can't tour. So we're like, oh, well, we'll go see the show. So everyone is in there in like cocktail attire. And then we're just in our
disgusting Americans, dude. What a shit pig you are, bro.
They had planned it for months. Couldn't wait.
You couldn't class it up a little bit more than that? Than fucking joggers?
She had on
sneakers?
She had flip-flops on.
Oh my God.
And I had the Skechers with the no shoelace, just the slip-ons.
Oh, how old are you, Brenton? I don't have those.
First of all, you know how comfortable those shoes are?
Oh, dude, bro, I love you. You're getting so old
They're
already. I'm
so
watching you get old. When you
fucking
say the first thing you
comfortable.
say is, "Do you know how comfortable these shoes are?" You know that you are an old fuck, dude. You're done. You're the oldest young person that I know.
They're
I
so
can't believe it.
comfy. Like the
You
walking,
can't.
it was so much walking and standing, but you didn't feel like you're standing on
Yeah,
pillows the whole time. And then at the
I
airport, it just slips right off and slips right back on.
I feel the same way when I see Snoop Dogg and Howie Long doing the commercials. Because they're in their late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
You are still in your 30s. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of
You're
it.
half their fucking bro. You're
This
gonna
is one of
be
those
in
things like
Skechers.
the older people that are like, oh, I wish I would have done this here. I'm doing it now. I'm not waiting. I'm gonna live a comfortable life.
Oh my God. Disgusting, dude. You're lucky they didn't throw you out of the country. How was the gelato? Do you have gelato?
Oh, dude.
I used
There's
to
this
work at a gelato shop. It was the best summer of my life. The best
There's
job I've
this
ever had, actually.
place I can't pronounce the city. We took a day trip to it. It's like San Gimignano. It's in Tuscany. It's near Siena. There's this gelato place that has legitimately won the Gelato World Championship multiple times. And we went and
Mm.
got this mint gelato there that was like the best thing I've ever tasted. And it had actual
Did
mint
you watch
leaves
that
in it.
CNN show with Stanley Tucci?
We did, yeah.
Did you guys go to like? Did you get anything from that? Where you're like, I want to go do that when we're there and do that.
What we got from that was when we're in the different cities and the different regions, the things, even though it's the same
That
thing, it's
they
going to
know about.
taste
Yes. So like, this
completely
place is going to
different.
be fishy. This
Yeah,
place is cheesy. This place is beefy because they got a lot of cattle. Like
yeah.
they talked about like the regions and stuff. Awesome. Did you guys fuck? Did you guys how was
Yes,
the
we
like
did.
the hotels and
This
stuff like
was
that?
this was a quote from my wife because the last place we stayed at was legitimately like we were staying in a museum. It was the nicest fucking like we should not have been in there. It
Yeah.
was too nice. There was artwork, like huge, the whole wall artwork and furniture that was like 300 years old and just huge carpets and high ceilings. And it was amazing. And so she's like, well, we should. It's a nice room.
That's it. What a turn on, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. We should. I guess we should. Let's muck up this room. It's too classy.
It's a nice room.
I would have fucked on a gondola. Did you go to Venice?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. How are the gondolas?
We didn't do that. We watched them. I would
Were you
say
can I ask you a question? Were you too small to get on the gondola? Is there a height restriction? Were they like,
no, no, no,
look,
no, no, no. There's no
you
height
have to be
restriction.
over a certain okay. All
Steve,
right.
there were
Sorry.
children. What I will say is it's a very touristy thing. So it's not what you think where you're just going to see one occasionally go by and go, oh, look at that. It's like 20 of them piled on top of each
Oh,
other. But we took a couple of boat taxis where it was just us basically in a private boat going through the channels to get places. And that was very nice. So I didn't feel
wow.
like we needed to do the gondola because you would have paid probably more money and you would have been going super slow and just baking in the sun, and you would have had an Italian guy singing in Italian behind you. So
Yeah, that's the experience, dude.
yeah,
It's
I
called
don't need that.
culture.
I don't need that. I'd rather take the taxi and have the driver yelling at people, cutting them off and stuff. That was more fun.
Yeah, he wants to sit down so he can be more comfortable and gets there quicker in his Skechers. Dude, I really did you bring wine home with you? Did you bring home like bottles and stuff like that? Or no?
Not
You
it's
can't bring it.
all it's all being shipped.
Oh, shipped it
So
out.
we bought artwork, and
Oh my God.
if you pay over a certain amount, like we bought, it was just street art off the street in Florence, but these
I
guys
know,
were
but dude, look
incredible.
how far you've come in how long we've been doing this podcast. You just said I'm shipping home my wine but I brought home the artwork that I bought from Italy.
No. So we shipped it.
What
So
life have I handed to you?
I'll give you a tip, okay? Because right now in Italy, you don't have to pay taxes if you're a foreign citizen. Okay, so if it's over a certain amount, I don't know what the amount is, if it's like 200 or 500 euros, whatever, you pay the price, but then they write you like this slip. And then when you go to the airport to leave the country, you turn it in at customs and they give you like a refund. But if you're shipping stuff, then you would have to pay the taxes to ship it out of the country. Then you'd also have to pay the import taxes in America. So what the lady did for me was she's like, we're not going to say this is artwork. We're going to say these are $20 reprint posters that you bought at like a convenience store, and we're going to ship it all like that, and you're not going to have to pay anything. So go there, buy expensive shit, but then say like, oh, this is just grape juice. It's just in an old bottle. It's mislabeled.
Lie.
Yeah, exactly.
That always
Buy your
works.
ass off and save money.
I like it. I like it, dude. I like your policy. Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yes.
I appreciate
didn't know.
that.
It's my first time going to the country. I didn't know you had to do that.
I told you my dizzy bitch story about how I used to sit in first class. We used to sit down and then just wait for someone to come take your seat. And if they came and took your seat, or they're like, "That's my seat,"
Yeah.
you'd be like, "Oh, I thought it was in one. I guess this is 105. Sorry, my bad. Just gotta get up and own it. Go back."
Yeah.
But you own it till you don't own it. I like it. Well, I'm happy for you, dude. I'm happy. While you were gone, I used your system. I tried to use your system last week. It was the PGA Championship. So I go, I know a lot about this. Let me do one of these double ups, right? I'll do one of these head-to-head double up tournaments, right? 250 buy-in. I go, I got this. After the first day, I'm in third place out of 58 people. I got it. But that I realized after it was all over is like, that's like calling the Kentucky Derby after the first turn.
Yeah.
There's still a lot more. Well, cut to Sunday. Half my field got cut. I'm barely hanging on to the first half of this fucking 58. And then my guy goes out and bogeys. The only thing I was on the break even. I was like 25th or whatever, or 26th. And then my guy bogeys 17 and 18, and I drop back into the I owe everybody else the fucking money.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about it. I feel like I just chose poorly. I could do better. But I do like that system because had I won, I would have done it again and done it again and done it. And I'm going to.
I will say, I would recommend just a slight adjustment to what I said. You said a field of 58, that's too small of a field. I would say because you're going to get lineup trains. I don't know if you noticed guys who had similar lineups entering in the contest. Like go back and look and you'll see probably
lineups.
If you go and look, you'll probably see like 15 or 20 lineups that are exactly the same, especially in a buy-in that high. So I would say instead of doing 250 and a 58 person, go and take $50 each or 25 each and buy into fields that are at least 100 or more and single entry. And then you're going to find way more success because you're going to have a lot more, diversity.
Well, this was
in the
single
lineups.
Entry.
I know, but what I'm saying is it was only 58 people and 20 of those could have been a lineup train and they all have the same lineup. So if they win, like your margin for victory is very small. You have to basically beat all of them. I'm saying
should I look at everyone else's lineups before I enter the contest?
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Oh.
What I'm saying is DraftKings has a huge issue, and FanDuel does as well, of these lineup trains where these guys are basically all just sharing the same lineup. They I don't know how it's like an email or whatever. They're just communicating and they all have the same lineup. So the smaller the field is, the more likely you're going to run into 2 or 3 or 4 groups like that. And if you want a better chance, you want the field to be at least 100 people, but 500 or 1,000 or 10,000 is better, and spend smaller amounts of money and enter in multiple contests. Just duplicate your lineup over and over again instead of going 250 high stakes. Because then also 250 means you're probably going up against the Sharks. $5, $10. You're going up against guys like me that just like, oh, I don't know anything about golf, but fuck it, it's $10. So you'll clean up.
Okay.
And you're going to make the same amount of money. You put in 250 and any amount of double ups, you're still going to get 500 back if you win.
Oh, I was on the edge. And congratulations to Brooks Koepka winning his 5th fucking major. I don't know if you guys watched any of it. Obviously, you probably didn't, Brenton. You were gone. But it was crazy how much they were trying. The CBS coverage was really trying to get on that Michael Block train. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. He was the PGA Pro, 46 years old. That sounds similar, right, guys? The story sounds familiar. Made it and ended up, he was top 15 for pretty much the whole tournament, ended up top 15. He gets in next year and he got invited to a couple other tournaments this year. Feel good story, hits a bucket of balls a day, charges $125 an hour for a round. I mean, for a lesson, typical, golf pro at your local club. Good story. But they did everything they possibly could to keep the attention off of Brooks Koepka because he's a live guy. And I think that the PGA is still very much, they've got a humongous relationship with CBS Sports. And so, they did everything they could to kind of just be like, oh, yeah, and this guy's winning and this and that. But for the most part, if anybody else on the PGA tour was winning their fifth major, if Justin Thomas was winning or anyone else that Rory McIlroy, Michael Block would have been like a small feel-good personal story in the middle. But you would have thought based on the coverage that he actually won the whole fucking thing. Granted, he did kind of in a way of, he became America's sweetheart for a little while. He played this week and he's shot 85 yesterday. By the way, I shot a 93 at fucking Bethpage Black.
That's good,
which
right?
is why I've got this fucking tan. No, it's not. Not for me. I should have been in the 80s. I couldn't drive the ball at all yesterday. But anyway, yeah. So that's the way it is. It's like this guy's not as good as the regular pros, although it's a good feel. It's a nice story to have. And so, but Brooks Koepka winning his fifth and doing it in a way, it's like when he's healthy, he looks like could be the best player in the world. He's unflappable. And he's one of those guys that's like he doesn't need to get it up for 24 events a year like the PGA Tour kind of, wants you to play. He wants to play 8 or 10, get, really into those, most of our majors, and go make money. And he's done well for himself because now these live guys are, I guess, allowed to play in the majors. And so now they're cleaning up on their own tour, making, twice as much, 3 times as much as the guys over there. And then they come over and win the major trophies and get some legacy attached to it. So we'll see. We'll see how it all ends up. But I mean, the reason I say that is because Brooks Koepka won his last major at Bethpage Black at the PGA Championship. I think it was like 2019 or 18 or something like that. And when I was playing yesterday, I was like, I can't even fucking fathom. Like, I feel good sometimes when I'm playing well. I'm like, oh, I'm a pretty good golfer. This feels good. And then you look back at the tips where they play the fucking majors from at these big courses, and you see what the margin of error is with the wind. I mean, I was in the rough all day yesterday because of the wind. I think I had 3 or 4 drives that I put in the fairway. It was impossible to play out of the rough, and I can't even imagine trying to do it under immense pressure from almost twice as far back as I play. So stick to watch, and I'm going to get better at fucking gambling on this. I'm going to figure out my way to make some cash on this.
You have all the knowledge. You just have to pick the proper contests and you're going to make a lot of money.
Yes, that's what I want to happen. So yeah, that was the Yankees are playing better. I mean, that was exciting. But they
were in last place when I left and I haven't looked. Are they no longer in? It was like last place, but they were several games above 500, so it was a crazy last place.
They've been playing better over the last like a week and a half since Judge comes. I mean, Judge is I saw a stat the other day. They posted his first 30 game numbers or through whatever games they played, 45, 50 games last year and this year. Home runs 1 apart, average pretty much the same, RBI is pretty much the same, and he missed 10 games this year from injury.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's back, he's a game changer. I mean, the problem is that the East, the American League East, is murderer's row. Every one of these fucking teams is really good. Yeah. So when you're playing Baltimore now, these are no longer like, oh, thank God. Baltimore has 5 number 1 draft picks that are all playing well. Yep. And now they're so, we lost 2 out of 3 this past 3 games.
And Tampa Bay went on a crazy run.
Yep. And the one that we won, I was saying we were down 4-5 in the 9th inning. Judge hit a home run. And then we won it in the 10th inning. But it's like he's like Superman right now. He's saving everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to watch. When that guy's healthy, it is insane to watch. But yeah, the Florida Panthers are headed to the Stanley Cup. The Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, dude. Have you watched any of this at all?
So those games were on at like 2:30 in the morning. So occasionally, like I'd wake up to piss,
Yeah.
and then I'd throw my phone on for a few minutes to just track it. But yeah, the Miami Heat sounds like they came out firing. But I watched last night's game, and man, they were just flat. They had no answer for anything.
I mean, after the Knicks series, I was like, well, I'll watch here and there. But
mhm.
when they went up 3-0 on Boston, I was like, this team is not an 8 seed. This is not a normal 8 seed team. They've got a player who's, he's unreal in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler. He plays unreal. It's almost like the style of play that is the playoffs is suited best to his game. I know they lost the last two.
They could still lose the series if Boston plays like they play, because Boston flat out, I don't know if you saw Magic Johnson's tweet, and maybe Magic Johnson is the reason that Boston's going to win the series, but Boston loses game 3 badly, and Magic Johnson tweeted out something along the lines of, I've been associated with the NBA for like 40 years, and I've never seen a team like that quit. And considering that it's Boston, a team with 17 championships to its name, like if I was a fan of that team, I would be disgusted and embarrassed. And I'm sure they all saw that. And maybe that's what's going to turn it around, because the same shit happened with the Panthers. Keith Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk's father, Keith Tkachuk, legendary hockey player in his own right. He said back in, I think it was December, before a Maple Leafs game, when Florida was basically not even going to make the playoffs, they were a terrible team. He said, this team is soft and they're getting what they deserve. And ever since then, they figured shit out, and look, they're going to the Cup, and I think they could beat whoever they end up facing. So Magic might have just won the Celtics a championship.
Look, if they get past Miami, which is still a big, they're halfway there. They have to get all the way there. I mean, I don't see Jimmy Butler in the next 2 games having a game that he can't just take this thing over.
Yeah.
Even if they do, they're going to lose badly to Denver. This is not a championship team, Boston. This is not a team that's not at all. People will think they're better than they are if they come back and win this series. But you should never been down 3-0 to an 8 seed with a team that was as good as they were during the regular season.
Missing Tyler Hero as well. And what's his name was out.
Vincent didn't even play yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his name? Yeah. So it's like, this is not something to get excited about if you're a Boston Celtics. I mean, look, you don't want to lose, but I don't feel promising. If Denver's
a great team.
Yeah,
they've been building that team. Those guys have been playing together since before the bubble, and
now that Jamal Murray's healthy again, it's like, forget it, man. Forget it. There's no one that's going to walk through them. They're going to be like the Avalanche last year. Everyone coming out of the East is going to think that we thought the Rangers were, oh my God, they got beat. Now they're going to go beat fucking the Avalanche. No, they're going to get destroyed. So yeah, I guess it's exciting to watch the last 2 games.
The Avalanche owner, Stan Kroenke, the Nuggets are owned by Stan Kroenke.
Yeah.
So he won. I saw some stat that he's won like 4 championships in the last 2 years as an owner.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he won the Rams. He won the Avalanche.
Yeah.
What's the other team that?
Is he the Arsenal?
Oh,
I'm looking.
Was that football?
Yeah, the guy owns like 8
European
teams.
football.
Oh, I thought it was one of the XFL teams.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, it's one owner.
Can he buy the Bills?
He could. He's the richest owner in the NFL, I think.
Dude, you guys have, your owner has the hottest daughter though, probably.
Talking about
granddaughter. Which one?
The tennis player?
Yeah, she's hot, dude.
That's the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's hot. So you should be happy about that. Yeah, no one's stopping Denver. No one's going through them. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't feel like I mean, LeBron James said, he was like, this is the best team that we played in Los Angeles since I've been in Los Angeles. So
Yeah.
I mean, if they would have given Jokic the MVP, maybe he doesn't go off like he has, but he was definitely disrespected. He should
He's
have won
got
it
a
this
chip.
year.
He should have won it. Yeah. And Embiid was amazing. Embiid deserves it, but Jokic, it's so close.
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always two or three guys that if you split hairs, you can give it to. It's different than like baseball, because you can always look at one number for one player is always better than the other. But yeah, they were real close this year, and it's nice that the big men are getting looked at again. It's a good between Jokic and Embiid. I mean, even Giannis is like 7 foot, but I wouldn't consider him like a center. But yeah, there's always the two of them. It could have gone either way, I thought, and I think that because Jokic just won before, they wanted to get Embiid, an MVP. Speaking of the 76ers owner, just bought the Commanders, right?
Commanders.
So now that's done, right? I thought it was done.
I don't know if all the
is Daniel Schneider
I think it's
calling
pretty
the shot
much
still,
done.
or is it?
No. The NFL is doing everything they can to get Dan Snyder out of the league.
So he's done.
I really think that what they're doing right now is they're trying to figure out Dan Snyder, I've heard, is before he sells the team, he wants to make sure nothing gets out as far as negative press about his, because the NFL has a lot of dirt on him, I think. And so it's almost finalized. And I think Magic Johnson's part of that group too.
Magic Johnson's going to own every team by the time he's done.
Yeah. It's just nice to have it. You attach his name. He brings a little bit of money, but he brings that sort of. So yeah, he gets involved in it. I know there were a couple people. What was the other group that was in it to buy it, and there was an athlete attached to that one too. I can't remember who it was, but
what happened to Jeff Bezos?
He's going to buy the Seahawks in a few years.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go.
What, the Allen family's going to give it up?
He's just waiting for Geno Smith to retire.
I mean, Paul Allen's sister is the owner of the team, and she doesn't seem to have any interest in football or, I think she's involved, but.
You think I have a good life, Steve? Imagine not caring about making hand over fist cash.
Well, think about it.
I hate making money. Take this.
If you're a family of nerds,
profit forever.
If you grew up in a family of nerds, right? All computer nerds who never none of them played sports ever in their lives. And then your one brother goes off and becomes a fucking billionaire, and his lifelong, because dad never played football with him. He's like, I'm going to go buy the fucking football team. And then he drops dead and it gets handed to you. And you're like, I don't want this fuck. It's like my dad had an old car one time. And he's like, I don't want this fucking vintage car. Somebody else will want this and take care of it more. So yeah, I guess that's how it's going to work with the fucking Allens. But speaking of owners, what's about the guy that bought the Suns? He's a Michigan State guy. I saw that Real Sports on him. And then he got bumped into when they were playing the Lakers. Remember him and LeBron got into a little bit of a spat about that? It was something about a popcorn or a shove. I don't know exactly what happened, but that guy won a national championship on one of Tom Izzo's teams. He was like the walk-on. So watching him, it was funny to watch him get into the altercation with LeBron, because it almost was like he had that player mentality where it's like, I'm not going to back down. This is our court, and him and LeBron are vastly different sizes. So it was funny to watch. But that guy's brand new owner, comes into the league, gets a team. I think this is the second team he bought. But no, he tried to buy another football team, but I think he was trying to buy the Commanders as well. What's his name? Do you know what I'm talking about, Lucas? Can you find out what that guy's name is?
Find it. Oh, it's Ishmael Ishbia?
Ishbian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started some hedge fund with his brother, and they made $3 billion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not breaking news, but he inherited a lot of money. His dad was a mortgage lender, or founded a mortgage lending company. because he's only like 40 years old.
Yeah, because he was
Or
like, I
43.
think he went to Michigan State, sort of, walked on, hard work, made the team, loves Tom Izzo, worships him, and then, came out, took his dad's company from like, I guess it was like a local lending place to like, now it's like global. And then, he credits all that to Tom Izzo, but I think he still fancies himself like, I'm really just an athlete who transitioned. And so watching his interaction with LeBron was pretty fucking funny to me because, I mean, really, it's comical to watch the two of them argue. And then, but I like that the younger, scrappier owners are now like becoming more and more involved. Like, the guy that owns the Commanders now and the 76ers is like, he basically got Meek Mill out of jail, right? I mean, am I right? Like, he basically was like the reason he got him out of jail.
That story.
Yeah.
There was like a whole thing about Meek Mill being in jail, and then like he helped get him out. Like, these guys are passionate, and it's young money's funny. That's my point.
Yeah,
young money is very interesting to me. Speaking of money, Brenton, go ahead.
But to wrap up basketball, is LeBron going to retire?
No.
I would agree. He was very cryptic in that interview, but I think he's going to want to do the whole farewell LeBron
He was embarrassed
with his brand. There's too much money for him to be made.
I honestly believe he wants to play one season with his son. I truly believe that. I think he's like, it hasn't been done since Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. And I want that too. I want to be on the same court. I want to hear the guy go James to James for three. So I think that is really the only thing keeping him. I mean, look, he would love to win a championship, and I think he was a little embarrassed that they got basically swept, and they weren't really competitive, and so that makes you go, all right, well, I don't know if this is for me anymore. I don't know if I have it anymore. But I truly believe what he wants to do is see how USC and his son, how he can do in the college level. If it's a thing where he can jump in a year, then you wait. But if it's a thing where he's like, oh, he's going to need 4 years to really develop and become an NBA player, I might not make it that long. I honestly believe his career is completely based upon how Bronny does and how his development goes. He knows he can hold. If it's 4 years, there's an NBA team that will sign LeBron James for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 100%, whatever, but I don't know if he wants to go out there and keep doing it, for 4 years or waiting for a son.
He certainly can. I'm not going to argue.
Sure.
Jordan is the best ever, but this year he was 38 years old. And if you put his stats up against Jordan and Kobe and Kareem, like all those guys at 38, they were averaging like between 11 and 17 points a game, and LeBron was almost at 29. And he's obviously playing better competition at this.
The reason he's
better athletes.
The reason he's in the greatest of all time talk is because of his longevity.
Yeah.
Not only the quality of the years. Not only the quality of the years that he played, because his prime years were pretty fucking prime. Yeah. But the fact that he's, probably would have been most considered way past his prime, he's still putting up huge numbers or good numbers. Is great.
Double doubles, triple doubles, almost every game.
It's a lot of that has to do with him and the game changing. The fact that he knows a lot of money up front. So therefore it's like, I can take care of my body. I can do this. I can do that. I can do the things that will allow me to, elongate my career. The game changed a little bit. He's also a bigger person than Michael Jordan was. So he didn't hit the shots that Jordan took. He took two, but they didn't affect him as much. And now you basically can't touch anyone on defense. So it's a little different, but
yeah, the flopping, Mike, the fucking whining for fouls every play and complaining. Like, bro, we're watching
slow-mo video.
Soccer.
It's bad now.
We're watching soccer on the basketball court. That's what they're all becoming. It's kind of shitty.
As soon as you gave, an advantage to the other team, when someone's driving into the lane, you can just step in front of them and fall backwards. people were going to, obviously try to elevate the ability to get that call every single time, and that's what it did. Like the flopping thing started when nobody took charges in the 90s. I don't remember anyone ever taking a charge. You know how I know that's not a thing? Because when you play pickup basketball, no one will. I've never called charge or seen a charging call on any pickup basketball game I've ever played in my life. So it was never even a thing in basketball. And now it's like a defensive scheme. So great, the game's changed. But what I'm saying is, like, it does, when you see the slow-mos of like LeBron getting touched like this, and then he's like, yeah. I mean, it is very European soccer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of dumb. It's pretty ridiculous. Which sport is going to be the first one to have, they got every sport's got the line, the referee, then the sideline umpire, then the third base umpire, then the goalie umpire. Who's going to be the video? There's going to be one guy that just sits in the video booth and just gets it all 1 second and goes, no, that's not a flop. No, that's not a thing. No, he didn't get touched. Yes, there was out of bounds.
They do that a little bit because they have coaching challenges.
Dude, it should be like one job. It should be a job, and that's where one umpire or one ref or one thing goes every single night.
So you're
to
saying
the monitor.
You've got the referees, the three guys on the court, and then they call a foul, but then immediately you have a guy from the sideline going, no foul, play on. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And I'm saying it has to be done in a timely fashion.
Well, yeah. You don't want to slow the game down that much reviewing every play.
Yeah. It has to be like on plays that are subjective. Was his foot on the line? That stuff, those are replay plays. If I make a call, that's a replay play. But if it's subjective where it's like, did he elbow him aggressively in the face, or was it by accident, or did he even get touched at all? Those are like replay ref calls. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying they just need one more guy, because they do review, like if it's a flagrant foul call on the court, they'll go and review it, but it'll be the guys on the court who called it looking at the video. You want a guy that's already there. It takes
too much fucking time, dude.
So you want a guy to just be like, no, we're good.
You know how you watch the game and you're like, and they're like, oh, LeBron goes to and then he gets fouled. Oh, and then like he's getting up and he's walking to the foul line, and then they show the replay, and you're like, oh, he didn't even get touched at all, like in slow motion. And then everyone in the crowd is like, oh, while he's shooting the free throws, like, close that gap. Have a guy there, close that gap. That before he even gets to the free throw, it's like, no, dude, you didn't get touched. Keep running. Close that gap up. It has to happen, because this is like ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. Oh boy, who's this? All right, my kids have off today. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone, by the way. So are you guys got plans for the weekend?
Dude, I gotta recover. I'm so jet lagged. I don't know what time it is. My stomach doesn't know what time it is.
Diarrhea City, huh?
No, I haven't shit since I've been back. It's a concern.
Do you, when you get home now, it's because your bowels are so used to holding themselves in because you don't have change in your pocket. Speaking of money and stuff, are you concerned, Brenton, as a fellow investor, with this whole, what's going on with the debt ceiling, that whole thing? These guys are playing chicken again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of concern, but when in doubt, just buy more Dogecoin.
Oh my God, you're not still doing that, are you? When are you gonna? Are you gonna be the last person in this thing?
Probably, but I'll own all of it, so that's pretty cool.
Wow. I want to talk to you about like real investments and like real stock market stuff.
No, I'm optimistic about they'll figure it out. I think hopefully, I mean, Lucas, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've probably gotten pretty close to the bottom of this right now, and hopefully next year.
I don't think so, dude.
Stocks.
I mean, it's up today. Everything's up today, but
Nvidia increased its market cap by $180 billion in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
All you have to do as a company now in your conference call is mention AI and your stock will shoot up. Facebook did it. They said AI like 30 times in their conference call and just whew.
Or just bet against
Buzzword.
Jim Cramer. Just take whatever he's not taking.
There is an ETF. It's called Short Jim Cramer.
I just want to know, like, I don't want to be sitting here in 3 weeks when they don't resolve this thing and everyone's like, we told you not to take your money out of the fucking stock market. We told you the sky was falling and you didn't listen, because everyone's like, no, it's not going to really fall. Like, I have a feeling that it might this time. I know it's been like 800 years since we've never really defaulted on our. I really don't. I think I don't like. I'm no longer confident. I really feel.
I get that, but that's why you diversify.
And I'm avoiding the news.
Don't have all your money in one place, and you're fine.
Yeah, but
just know that
all the places get affected by that. All the places. You know,
when the stock money under your mattress.
Down, yeah, but then like old people don't get their Social Security checks, and then this, you know, the fucking army doesn't get paid, and next thing you know, it's like, you see China today set up a simulation. They blew up the world's largest warship, which is ours, in a simulation. Like, we'll do it tomorrow, done. It's happening. It can happen. Here's how we're gonna do it. Like, I don't need chaos. It's the summer. I want debt ceiling issues clear. Because if the debt ceiling goes down, and next thing you know, we're all running around with chickens with our head cut off, these guys are going to fucking bomb the warships. And then we're fucked. I do not want to be Chinese owned. Not during the summer. I don't want to be owned by Chinese.
This took such a dark turn, Steve. Jesus Christ.
Steve, just know that the Congress people own the same stocks that you and I do.
Yeah.
They have the same corporate sponsors so they're not gonna. No,
they have different one. They have Alibaba.
I got Alibaba. I got some Alibaba.
Oh, get out of Baba.
Alibaba? I didn't think we were allowed to. I thought Alibaba was their Google, and they were like, we don't need your Google. We'll sync your Google. We got Alibaba.
No, Alibaba's their Amazon. Their Google is God damn it. I know it too. Yeah, fuck.
Is it GoDaddy or
no? Baidu is their Google.
Oh, Baidu. Well, what my point is, I don't think they really. I think they would love to watch us fail.
Well, yeah,
and
absolutely.
So they've been watching it for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but what I'm saying is now they might attack us with warships by sinking our warships, and I just don't want that stress right now, dude. I'm planning a fall tour, and you know, it's supposed
There's
to be
also an AI video of us blowing up the Pentagon. So,
oh man,
you know, I don't know if you saw AI stuff is Independence Day, but a lot of those buildings got blown up pretty good too.
You go ahead, make fun of me all you want. I don't care. All I'm saying is that when shit goes down, I'm not doing the podcast anymore. I'm not going to sit there and tell you I told you so.
You don't want to communicate from our bunkers?
They won't let us. If we're Chinese owned, they will not let us. They will not let us communicate the way we do now. You know, the Chinese are suing Montana because they locked down TikTok over there. Mm-hmm. They blocked it out. So now So they were like, we'll sue fucking an American state. They don't give a fuck, dude. So that's why I want to know what's going on with this goddamn debt ceiling. I don't give a shit. I want the thing paid. Pay it off and then figure out everything else. Give me a break.
Well, Steve, I think you can get I think what could happen is they'll come to an agreement, but the market will still go down.
Oh, God.
So just be ready for anything.
I don't want to. I want to be normal and nice and even-keeled, and I don't want to be jostled around every morning with the fucking threat of every morning they're like, we had a successful meeting this morning. No resolutions, not even close. How was it successful then?
No one got
Did you guys have a
stabbed.
great breakfast? Did you have a great Danish? What was the successful part about this?
Oh man, the Italian
Where are the
breakfasts were
people-
so good.
Give me a break. Where are the people going? Here's what we want. Here's what you want. We got to fucking find a middle. There's no six. I don't understand. Like they keep getting together and getting together. I was like, what? There's one question: are we going to pay this debt, or are we not going to pay this debt? They have to. They already spent it.
Mhm.
But it's ridiculous to fucking go crazy. I mean, every day it's like I'm like waiting. I don't like to be tethered to my phone, to be checking the stock market every 5 minutes, because I really feel like we're in the world now where the sky is falling could truly be breaking news. Even more shocking than DeAndre Hopkins getting released. I'm just saying, dude, we're in a different world now. We live in a different world. Normal things don't happen anymore. Am I right?
You're right, but can we leave everyone with a little more cheer? Than the
No,
world
I will
is ending?
say,
that's not my
DeMar
job.
Hamlin did return to practice. That's pretty optimistic. And the odds, I don't know if you follow
Limited.
the futures gambling, but fucking the odds
Limited
of him getting,
participation. Just
if he
saying,
plays
limited
one down,
participation.
Oh God!
if DeMar Hamlin plays one down, he'll be
Comeback player of the year.
The odds are so bad that it's like minus 600 for him to win it. I've seen some casinos that don't even have the bet because they know if he steps on the field for just a down, he's winning it. Some of the funnier like odds I saw were like Calvin Ridley at like plus 4,000, which I'd love the NFL to give it to a guy just because he was suspended for gambling. Would be pretty funny.
Well,
But
do you
yeah,
think
like
anyone
Carson
else is
Wentz
going to
is
get
on
suspended? Do you think they're going to do some more investigating,
some
and
of
we
the
may see some more
I think
players?
so, actually. I saw Jameson Williams of the Lions said today that he didn't know the rules. There's a soccer player in Europe that was suspended for gambling and got it reduced today because he has a gambling addiction. I saw it on the cover of ESPN.com.
It's a real thing.
Should have been a soccer player.
But what if you say you get suspended for drugs, you go have a drug addiction? Do they reduce the
I mean, a precedent has been
drugs?
set. A precedent has been set. So technically,
Yeah.
it's such a stupid argument. You can't believe it worked.
Well, I guess I'm the only one on alert for this whole thing.
I just got back from vacation. I'm feeling good.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in a week from now. We'll see what happens in a week from now when we default. June 1st. You know that, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Anything else? What did we miss? What did we anything we didn't talk about that we should have? Probably. Happy anniversary to my parents would have been their 50th wedding anniversary today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so happy anniversary to my parents, and miss my dad, and sure my mom, I saw her this morning, she's doing all right. So, but yeah, 50 years would have been today. And I made I don't know if you noticed on my Instagram, I've been messing around with Premiere Pro. I'm learning how to edit myself, Lucas. I'm fucking around and I'm messing it up.
Cassie noticed that, and she's like, I wonder if he hired a guy, because it doesn't look bad.
Let me tell you, I did reach out. He did do one for me. I hired someone, but in the meantime, I would learn teaching myself. And then I go, I'm going to do the same clip he's doing, and we'll see what happens at the end. They were pretty identical. He left in one little part. He got a little more zoom in, but I'm figuring it out. So I'm able to get together the clips now. But I found all this old footage of my parents' wedding, and so I put it all together for them, and I'm going to send it to my mom now. So that's kind of what I got, like what I learned, what I was learning. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks, but it's not. It's not as daunting as it was before doing these videos. But yeah, it's been fun. So yeah, 50 years is a long time. Crazy. 1973. was nuts. What else? Anything else?
R.I.P. Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, damn, that sucked. I didn't know she was 83 though. I felt like she was
Still had
younger
good
than
legs
that.
in her 70s.
Great, and can move, dance, sing. Still really good. Obviously. But yeah, what a life. Total fucking package. I mean, and then is Ike Turner still alive?
No, he
Oh,
died a
really?
couple 20. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, does he go
with
to
all
the
the drugs
funeral?
he
I don't
did.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that he'd be dead before, but anyway, yeah, that sucked. My mom loved Tina Turner, and the lady that lived across from us, well, her and her husband were breaking up, and she used to listen to Tina Turner every day. What's love got to do? She would blast it out her fucking house windows, so she always did gardening and stuff, and you could just see her husband like sitting in the backyard, ready to kill himself. But that was my first. I was like, "Who's that singing? That's good." But a second-hand emotion. And then one of my fondest memories ever is in college. I was a bartender, and my parents came up to visit me for a weekend. And they came to our bar, and we had a great time. And we played we didn't play like college music, like we played like hits and stuff. Like so we played "Rolling on the River," and everybody was dancing. And I look over, my parents were up on the bench, like doing the whole Ike and Tina thing. It was nuts. It was awesome. So, yeah, that sucked. Tina Turner gone but not forgotten. Oh, and by the way, did you see? Speaking of gone, the A's broadcaster has been officially fired. I have
yeah,
never seen. Did you see this gaffe? I mean, this is a weird way to
yeah,
show it.
Did this
He
happen
went.
while I was gone? I'm not familiar.
I
yeah,
think it might have,
yeah.
Brenton. Yes. Okay. No need to pull it up, but apparently he and his partner on one of their road trips
They were in Kansas
for the
City.
Oakland A's. They were in Kansas City. They spent the day going to the Negro Baseball Hall of Fame.
They didn't call it that.
And when they were recanting what they did, much like, live with Regis and Kelly in the morning, they were like, "What'd you do?" They're like, "Well, I went to the N Hall of Fame today." He just says yes, and says it like he was saying Negro, right?
Yeah,
And
very
they
casually.
looks at his partner. The partner's like, "Yep, we had the best time. It was really enlightening. We learned so much history." I mean, it was like an SNL sketch. Obviously, in the third inning, he comes on. I think it was like, I didn't realize that my salty language in the first. It was a slip of the
Faulty
tongue.
language.
He felt terrible. He got suspended for 2 weeks. I think yesterday, the day before, he was officially released from his position.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was there a long time.
Yeah,
Tough one, real tough one to judge because he says it so easily and with such grace that it's alarming. But it also, if you understand, I don't know him, but like if he was like, I did not even know, I thought I was saying the. Like he says it like he was saying the
yeah.
word the.
Like he says it every
And
day.
yeah, that's the problem. I think that's what people have the most. I like to, I when I see that, I go, again, I'm not black, so I don't understand what racism is. But I like to go like, oh, that guy just had a complete brain fart. Like that guy, he got his synapses crossed at the exact wrong time, and he said the absolute one word you cannot say in that one spot. But when you see it, obviously, you see the ease in which he says it. You're like, oh shit, this guy could be a blatant racist. This is very easy coming off his tongue. So gone, but again, not forgotten. He will never be forgotten. Dude, go look at this video and see the ease in which this guy says it, this broadcaster.
Yeah.
It's very
Well,
it's
too
jarring,
bad for
but
him.
yeah.
He's not going to get to move to Vegas.
I know. And there he was going to Vegas. It's going from Oakland to Sin City.
Yep.
And now he's got to stick out in fucking Chico, probably. He's
No
gotta find a place
buffets for you, bro.
bury his head in the sand.
It's very odd to me that the A's are just following the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Because, well, they obviously they're like they're minor league teams there. They have, they know Oakland's never going to do what they want them to do. They didn't do it for the Raiders. They're obviously not going to do it for the A's. And it is probably the biggest fan base closest to there. Like, where are you going to go? You can't go San Francisco. You can't go south. You can't go north. Portland, maybe. But you'd be above. It's like the only logical place would have been Vegas.
Yeah. And
with the ties they already had there, it just made, proximity. I think that's what it is. You try to get your fan base to be able to still come to games if you can. It's only a 4-hour drive from Oakland, maybe less. I don't even know. But
it's a 30-minute flight.
And plus, what other cities could offer them?
Yeah.
The amenities and the luxuries that they're going to build a fucking dome or a retractable roof, which they're going to have to because you can't play baseball in July in Vegas. I mean, you're 110 degrees during the day. So build a fucking retractable roof, have a nice little thing. I'm sure it'll be all fancy. I don't know if they'll keep the names. Maybe they'll make it the Aces, or they're already the Aces. There's already Aces, right? It's the women's basketball team. Aren't they the Aces?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's an Ace.
So, yeah. Keep it the A's, and it'll be much better over there. They'll make some money.
They're going to make
a lot more money. Put some money into the team.
Yeah.
They're going to put money into the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be scary when they actually have a budget to work with, if they ever do. With the amount of talent that they can pull together out of nothing, if they actually could sign 2 or 3 missing pieces and who's not going to want to go to Vegas now? I mean, Oakland's like, great, it's all right. Northern California, fine. But like Vegas, you have no income tax. Boom. You're saving hundreds of thousands, if not millions, right there. And you're going to play for a team, that's probably going to be competitive. They've always been competitive. I mean, not this year, but most years. So I think it's a smart move for them. Totally. That's it, right? We covered it. We got it. Welcome back, Brenton. It's nice to have you back. I'm glad you're safe. Ciao, Bella. And that's it. Let people know about us. Rate, subscribe. Throw us up on social media. Maybe I'll make an edit. Maybe I'll edit something together. Yes. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get our China rant together. That's a clip for this. All right. That's the podcast for this week. Thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you cunts next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi.